Welcome back to Learn JavaScript on Codecademy. We're in the Advanced Objects section. This is getters. Getters are methods that get and return the internal properties of an object, but they can do more than just retrieve the value of a property. Let's take a look at a getter method. Here we have const person is this object with first name, last name, then this getter method get full name that does if this dot first name and this dot last name is true, we're going to return this dot first name and this dot last name. Else, we're going to return missing a first name or a last name. To call a getter method, person dot full name would give us John Doe. Notice that in the getter method above, we use the get keyword followed by a function. We use an if-else conditional to check if both first name and last name exist by making sure they both return truthy values and then return a different value depending on the result. We can access the calling object's internal properties using this. In full name, we're accessing both this dot first name and this dot last name. In the last line, we call full name on person. In general, getter methods do not need to be called with a set of parentheses. Syntactically, it looks like we're accessing a property. Now that we've gone over syntax, let's discuss some notable advantages of using getter methods. Getters can perform an action on the data when getting a property. Getters can return different values using conditionals. In a getter, we can access the properties of the calling object using this. The functionality of our code is easier for other developers to understand. Another thing to keep in mind when using getter and setter methods is that properties cannot share the same name as the getter-setter function. If we do so, then calling the method will result in an infinite call stack error. One workaround is to add an underscore before the property name like we did in the example above. Great, let's go getter. Instructions. 1. In robot, create a getter method named energy level using the get keyword. Leave function body blank for now. Let's zoom out and do that. So here, run it. 2 says, inside the getter method, add an if statement to check if this energy level is a number using the type of operator. If that condition is truthy, return my current energy level is energy level. Replace energy level with the value of this dot energy level. Make sure you return the string and not logging it to the console. Let's do that here. Run it. We passed. 3 says, if this dot energy level isn't a number, it could be that the energy level property was altered. Let's add a default return statement for when such a scenario arises. Add an else statement that returns this string here. So let's do the else here. Run it. Pass. 4. Log the result of calling the getter method energy level on robot to the console. Notice that the method will return a formatted response rather than just accessing a property. Let's do it here. Run it. We do get my current energy level is 100. And what we're really learning here is what it's saying here. We were able to return a formatted response rather than just accessing one of these properties. And we also were able to add this condition to check before accessing those properties. An important thing to remember isn't just that we're able to get information from our object, but we're also able to perform action on the data when getting a property. And also getters will return different values using conditionals. And we can access properties of objects using this, which we've already been knowing. Another important thing is our code's easier for developers to understand. Those are the main things that you should be taking away from getter methods. If you're getting that, then you guys are getting this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.